Hello everybody, welcome to my week 13 presentation from our questions last week. My name is Brett Murphy and I'm going to go over a few of my thoughts and insights from questions and responses. I believe that we've come a long way in education and schools, but I also believe we have a long way to go, and I think certain areas and regions in America are better than others. I believe that we can do a better job as schools and teachers, and I hope that as we learn here at BYU, Idaho, that we'll have takeaways of wanting to be the best teachers that we can be, see students as equal, and never treat them inferior or treat them so that they would feel inferior in any type of situation. The three questions that I came up with for last week were: how do you think the court's decision of Brown versus Board of Education 1954 has led up to or brought schools to where they are today? Second was, how can schools and staff work to avoid creating any sense of inferiority among their students? And three, do you feel that schools today have been equalized or are becoming equalized in regards to modern facilities, curriculum, and teacher qualifications? I had some great responses. Natalie responded that there are students who feel less than others do or less popular. Many of them struggle with friends because they cannot find a way to fit in. And she believes that schools and staff can help this by initiating kind acts to students who may feel less than this. I think that when teachers are an example of being accepting to everybody, then the students can develop similar ways to being accepting as well. I think that was a very great insight there at the end, that basically teachers need to lead by example. Dave responded that inferiority based on academic comparison can be combated using creative approaches in learning. Everybody has strengths that should be celebrated. I think that was really good. He says creativity is inherently subjective, and as a result, it can be a hard place meaningfully to place value to it. In the end, he says he feels that students must be built up rather than torn down. I totally agree. Liana responded that she thinks becoming equalized does happen. She said she moved to the United States about 4 years ago, and she felt that at first she was not quote-unquote equalized to everyone because she came from a different country. But as time has gone past, she said it has become equalized with everyone because everyone is accepting the people who came from different countries or different races. I hope that is the case, and I believe that many students do feel this way and accept all other children and students of different races, religions, and so forth, and I would hope that staff and teachers do the same. Plessy versus Ferguson came about in 1896 and said teaching should be separate but equal. And of course, we know that this did not help the situation over the years and created race divides and inferiority among certain groups. Almost 60 years later, Brown versus the Board of Education came about and said that there should not be segregation in schools and things should be equalized. Are they equalized today? Again, this is subjective, and I believe in some areas and some circumstances they are, others they are not. I believe that, as one of our readings said last week, that we are a nation at risk. And I believe we will be a nation at risk if we don't treat students equally with care and concern and as children of God. We should teach them correct principles and recognize that they all have potential, they all have unique talents, and we should view these accordingly. So my final thoughts are, from some of the readings, history is not kind to idlers. That both as teachers and students we should be learning and teaching and trying to grow and progress and help others. Education is the guardian genius of our democracy. That was by Lyndon B. Johnson. And our goal should be developing talents equally in students to their fullest potential, no matter what socioeconomic background they come from, race, religion, gender, anything like that. I believe that we can do this if we apply the principles that we're learning here in BYU, and I appreciate you spending some time with me.